All right, let's dive into a piece of Caribbean folklore that is as fascinating as it is, well, downright terrifying. We're going to talk about an ancient spirit, a mysterious house, and a group of kids caught in a ward you've never heard of. Let's get into it. So imagine you're a kid and those are the first words you hear in your new home. It's not just a catchphrase, it's a promise and a threat. It really sets the stage for everything that comes next. So where does a story like this begin? You might think some spooky dark forest, right? Nope. It starts somewhere much more unsettling, a place that's supposed to be all about joy and laughter. Picture this. You're looking at a playground in St. Vincent. You can almost hear the kids laughing, running around, just being kids. It feels completely, totally normal. It's meant to put you at ease. But then you look a little closer, and your stomach just drops. Where their eyes, noses, and mouths should be, there's nothing. Just smooth, blank skin. And that's when you know the normal rules, they don't apply here anymore. And right as you're trying to wrap your head around that horrifying sight, things get even weirder. An impossible building just drops out of the sky. And with it comes the master of this whole twisted scene. So this isn't just any house. It's old. It looks like it's falling apart. And it doesn't just land. It spins down from the sky like a frantic top before settling right in the middle of the playground. Then the door opens, and an 11-year-old girl steps out. She calmly invites the other faceless children inside to hear stories from Papa, and one by one, they go. But there's one boy, he's 14, and he holds back. You can tell he senses something is deeply wrong here. But it doesn't matter. A pale, white hand darts out from the dark doorway, grabs him, and just yanks him inside. The door slams shut and the house lifts back into the sky. So who in the world is running this flying prison? Who is this Papa that the children seem to both fear and revere? Well, meet Papa Le Maître. He's an ancient spirit, an entity that wanders the Caribbean islands when night falls. And what does he do? He collects children. He takes them and turns them into spirits, just like him. But here's the twist. This isn't just about being cruel. In his mind, he has a mission. He believes he's saving traditional storytelling. To do that, he turns kids into these faceless spirits and trains them to be soldiers, an army to fight against other, much darker folk tales. In his army, it's now 14 children strong. So what's it actually like for a new recruit? To really get the horror of it, you have to see it through the eyes of his latest captive. Let's talk about Aziza. He's the 14-year-old boy who just got snatched. His journey into this house is just getting started, and believe me, it is a one-way ticket to terror. The second he's inside, the nightmare begins. He's not walked in, he's dragged, and he's screaming, but his screams just get lost in the dusty, decaying halls of the mansion. There's no one there to help. The hand pulling him is described as long and bony, with a grip that's not humanly possible. It's like a steel vice cramping down on his wrist. And the physical pain? That's nothing compared to the terror that's coming. And then, one of the other children's voices just booms through the mansion. It's an announcement, a warning, and it makes Aziza's blood run cold, because even the other spirits seem to shrink in fear. The master is on his way. And then he appears, Papa Le Maître himself, stepping out of the shadows, towering, terrifying. And with a voice that just drips with evil, he says those words, sealing Aziza's fate forever. This isn't a temporary stop. This is his life now. But why? Why go through all this trouble? Well, this whole horrifying process, it actually serves a much bigger purpose. This is just one side of a secret ancient war, where the weapons are stories themselves. You have to understand, Papa Le Maître sees himself as a general. He's fighting a war using spirits and legends. And the children he collects, they're his soldiers, drafted into a battle that will decide which tales get to live on and which disappear forever. So, here's how the two sides stack up. On one team, you've got Papa's children. Their job is to preserve tradition by literally fighting against dark folktales. And on the other team, you have the Tsotsi spirit. This thing is pure chaos, a malicious folktale that wants to spread nothing but darkness. This isn't just a fight. It's a war for the very soul of Caribbean folklore. And that brings us right back to Aziza, our newest recruit. He's not just another soldier in the army, he's about to become a key player in this whole cosmic game.
For some reason we don't quite understand, Papa Lemaitre takes a special interest in Aziza. He becomes the favorite. But being the favorite in a place like this is incredibly dangerous. His own spirit is now the battlefield, torn between the human world he lost and the dark purpose he's being shaped for.
And that's the question that leaves us hanging. In this war of stories, is Aziza going to become the perfect weapon that Papa Lemire wants him to be? Or will his spirit, after being pushed to the brink, fall not to his captor, but to the very darkness they're all supposed to be fighting? His soul is literally hanging in the balance. And maybe, just maybe, the future of all these stories hangs there with him.